Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be grading the Colts draft class from yesterday. So when I'm posting it, it's going to be yesterday. When I'm making it, it just happened. But yeah, so let's get into it. Just so you know, I have like full in-depth scouting reports on most of these guys. But I'm just going to give you kind of a quick rundown of these guys while I go through, because there's several on here and it would take forever to get through them all in like in-depth scouting report. This would be like a 40-minute long video. So to keep it short, we're gonna keep it short. So in the second round, with our first pick that we had, we selected Alec Pierce, wide receiver out of Cincinnati. I give it a B+ just because David Bell's better. But Alec Pierce, still very good in my opinion. He's going to be a red zone threat. He's a good route runner. He's decently fast. Just overall good player. So I give it a B+, but it would have been like an A if it was David Bell. If David Bell goes to the NFL and sucks, I am so screwed. I have put so much faith in that dude. I said he was like the best receiver in the draft. He better do good. Please, David Bell, do good. Actually, we had three third-round picks, because we traded for some of them. But with our first third-round pick, we got Jalen Woods, tight end out of Virginia. This dude is 6'7", 235 pounds. This dude, watching this guy's film, probably heard about me talk about him in the video before. Oh my goodness, it takes like 5 dudes to bring this guy down just because of how big he is. And in short yardage situation, he is unrivaled just because he's so big. He just catches the ball over top of everybody. It's hard to play good one-on-one defense on the guy in a short yardage situation. Even if you put like a bigger linebacker on him, they're still not big enough. You need a taller safety, really, to guard this dude one-on-one. Or a taller, like, 6'5" linebacker to guard this guy one-on-one. Like, he is impossible to stop one-on-one. It's just... sorry. Kind of his flaw. He's a bit slow off the line and slower in general. But he's so big that his size makes up for it, in my opinion. Next, we picked Bernard Raymond. As another guy that I already made a video on. 6'6", 303 pounds, out of Central Michigan, I believe. I don't have their colleges written down on here, so I'm trying to go off memory. I gave him a C, which is the lowest grade on here. It's not because I don't think he's a good player. I think he's a good player. He is just very raw. He is extremely raw. So how he turns out is going to depend a lot on the coaching that he gets. So if he gets good coaching, which I think he will, our offensive line coach is good, and our fellow offensive lineman, he's going to be working with, Braden Smith, Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, not Glowinski, he's gone, not Eric Fisher, we don't want him back, and not Chris Reed, he's also gone. But he's going to be working with some of the best in the business, Pro Bowlers and all pros, and, Quentin Nelson, the best offensive lineman in the NFL. So he's going to get some good coaching, I think, and as long as he can accept that coaching, take criticism, stuff like that, I think he could turn out to be a very good left tackle. So it's going to be pretty nice to see. Hopefully we will see some good left tackle play, because we haven't seen good left tackle play in a few years since Anthony Costanzo retired. I miss him so much. And with our last pick in the third round, we took Nick Cross, 6'1", safety out of Maryland. I gave him a B. This guy, he's a ball hawk. He had, I think, 3 interceptions in this past year at Maryland, and the year before that, I think he had 2. But this guy's a ball hawk. He gets interceptions like it's nothing. And he also can go in and blow up a running play. His play recognition is pretty good. His reaction time is nice. He can just go in there, blow up a running back, and make any running play busted. As long as the play is kind of designed for him. I think he would probably work best. I'm going to say free safety. I think is where he would work best in his Colts offense. But I don't know. We're going to see where they put him, which side they're going to put him on the ball. Really, I think either is going to benefit him well. And then we didn't have any picks in the 4th round because we traded away our 4th round pick. We had one pick in the 5th round, and that was Eric Johnson, defensive tackle. I think out of Mississippi State. 6'5", 268 pounds, a big dude. I gave him a B-. I think he's good. Probably the reason he got dropped down to a B- is just because his competition level that he did face at a smaller school. It might be a bit of a wake-up call, so it might take him a little bit longer to develop. But I don't really like to knock guys for going to a small school because football is football. You know, if you go to the NFL and you make the right adjustments, you're good. You might be a bit of a project. It might take you a little bit to adjust, but that's fine because you're a rookie, you got multi-year contract. As long as you develop in a few years, and by the end of that rookie contract you're good, then we're good. You have to stay on the team and you're playing well. And I think hopefully he'll end up like this. Hopefully he'll end up like that. But yeah, pretty good defensive tackle. Then in the 6th round, we had 2 6th-round picks. We drafted Andrew Ogletree, I think is how you pronounce that. Another big tight end. Is he out of... He's not out of Cincinnati. I forget where he's out of. But he is the same size as Jelani Woods, but he has 25 pounds over Jelani Woods. So he is a somehow bigger version of Jelani Woods. Means he's a bit slower, but his size is just so freaking amazing when you see this guy play. It's unbelievable. It takes multiple people to take him down. He's just a freak of nature. Like, it's... he's amazing. I really like the size we're putting in our tight end room. I do think he's going to have to be a special teamer, though, for most of it, because you're going to have Mo Alley Cox, Kyle Granson, and Jelani Woods most likely already all playing in front of him, so he's going to have to probably make a name for himself on special teams. But I would like to see him get a few tight end snaps in the regular season just to kind of see what he's got, you know? Kind of like what we did with Kylan Granson this past year, where he got a few snaps here and there and did solid. That's what I'm hoping for him. Graded it a B if I didn't say that before. With our 2nd 6th-round pick, we took Curtis Brooks, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati. This dude led Cincinnati in sacks with 7.5, and he led Cincinnati in tackles for loss with 12.5. So pretty good showing from him out of Cincinnati. I think he dropped this far just because probably the school that he went to, Cincinnati. They did good this year, but in the past, Cincinnati, not one of the better schools in college football. But I think he can make an impact. It's going to be interesting to see how all these guys pan out. I graded him a B. I noticed a lot of these guys are graded Bs. That's because when I watch them and when I look at their stats and stuff, I go, they're good, but it's not like wow. You know, if it's a wow, I'm going to give it an A- to an A+. If they're good and I think they can be good players, that is the B range. The C range is they're good players, but they're really raw. And then the D and the F range is, like, the D range is, I really don't like your play, but you've got some potential. And then the F range is, you suck. You really, really suck. Unless you make some drastic changes to your game, you're going to continue to suck. But I don't like to hand out that A, but I will give a B to a good player, you know. But yeah, Curtis Brooks, good player. A lot of these guys have potential through the roof. It's just going to be how they respond to coaching, how they adjust to the NFL, if they adjust to the NFL, that kind of stuff. And they're going to have some of the best. These defensive linemen and offensive linemen are going to have some of the best competition to go up against, because the Colts have one of the better offensive lines and defensive lines in the NFL. And these tight ends are going to have Matt Ryan to work with. So they're going to have some good opportunities. With this, in the 7th round, with our last pick that we had, we took Rooney Thomas II, cornerback out of Yale. Ivy League cornerback. You don't see a lot of Ivy League guys making it into the NFL, but Rooney Thomas II made it. His speed, his athleticism is amazing. It's amazing. His athleticism is beautiful. But he did go to an Ivy League school, so obviously he's going to drop in the draft a little bit, even though I don't think school size or whatever should matter. Some people do. I graded him a B- just because athleticism can't get you everywhere, so I feel like if he relies on his athleticism a bit too much in the NFL, he's going to have a rude awakening. But I think, again, if he makes the right adjustments, takes coaching correctly, I mean, he's going to be working with like Kari Willis, McLeod, Julian Blackman, good safeties to work with if he can accept coaching from them. But yeah, I think we hit this out of the ballpark. Chris Ballard got in his stance. He saw the pitch Roger Goodell threw him. Boom, all the way through. Great, hands to the ball. And he watched that thing sail 450 feet to dead center. That was a great draft class. There's a reason you saw me give all those guys C's and above. Last time I did that was like the 2018 draft class, and we saw how the 2018 draft class turned out. It turned out beautifully, because that's the same one that had Braden Smith, I believe, Quentin Nelson, Darius Leonard, Grover Stewart. Like, all of these amazing dudes came out of the 2018 draft class. I think this draft class, even though they didn't have that much draft capital, can turn out to be somewhat similar with, at the least, 2 or 3 guys on here that we're going to see starting for the Colts and, you know, and a household name in Indianapolis. I'm really excited to see Alec Pierce, because I haven't seen a white receiver play for the Colts in a long time. No, I'm actually excited to see him just because his athleticism is really good, his hands are decent, and his route running is solid, which route running is something that really translates to every level as long as you have the speed and the technique and stuff like that, which he has. Then route running translates to every level. So you don't really got to worry about that, and that's one of his best traits. So I think that's a good sign that he's going to translate to the NFL well and be a good player. I will see you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and we'll just see how these guys turn out. If any of them turn out bad, really, then I'm kind of screwed, because I graded all these guys pretty good. But we'll just see. Usually I'm correct with these kind of things. So we'll just see. We'll see. See you guys next time.
Just got unlucky on a few plays tonight. You know, one of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.